Hey everybody, it's CG. So what's up today? Oh my gosh, it's been a busy day actually. We went up to Harbor Freight earlier and got a little hatchet. Andy will be getting a video out on that here in the next few days. I actually just caught one on a really good sale and I had a coupon which was great, so I went ahead and took advantage of that while we had it. We did some work on my shelf. I have a metal shelf in my camper that's my pantry, but the legs were too tall on it so it doesn't slide underneath my cabinet. So everything keeps falling off the back and it takes up, a lot more room because it's out kind of in the floor. And we've been wanting forever to get that done, but like I said, as most of y'all know, Andy's been sick. So he's finally feeling so much better. We finally got around to that. I will have a video on that coming up probably the next day or two. And I'll show you what we did and how we did it and how I set up my pantry and my little camper. Because, I have a camper and it's real small. So every little space counts. So I'll have a video up on that. I think we're going to head over to Chickasaw to the state park here later and get showers with the neighbors. I can't promise you that we aren't going to get outdone by roosters. They're still talking to each other. And Bo over there. So we live in the country, y'all. That's part of it. It's all part of it. And those of you that live in the country, y'all know what I mean. But anyway, as for this video, Kelly, Life of Millwife, and Kevin, mostly Kevin, thanks Kev, actually did a 40 questions challenge. And I know these have been circulating around. Several people have done them. But they actually tagged me on this 40 questions tag. So I'm going to try to run through these questions for y'all. And we'll see what we get. So, first question. Do you like blue cheese? Yes. I don't like it on its own, but I like to cook with it, and I love blue cheese dressing on my salads. Coke or Pepsi? Neither one. I drink Sprite Zero. Anybody that's been watching my channel for any length of time knows that's what I drink. Sprite Zero or iced tea. In a relationship? Well, yeah. Again, y'all that watch my channel know that Andy and I are together. We've been together going on 2 years now. And it's lovely. It's a lot of fun. I like it. Anyway, another neighbor. Whiskey, vodka, or tequila? None of the above. I really don't drink much at all. If I do, it's a wine spritzer. And y'all, I'm talking in a big old wine goblet. There's this much wine and this much Sprite. Y'all feeling me? I'm really not a big drinker. Hot dog or cheeseburger? That's hard to say. I love a good burger, but when we fire up the pit and we throw a hot dog over there and roast it over an open fire, there's not much better than that. A little bit of mustard, oh, that's really good too. So I don't know, that's a toss-up for me. Favorite food? Again, anybody that knows me, that watches my channel on a regular basis, y'all know my favorite food on the planet is mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese, and I've had it in so many different ways and so many different varieties. And I even invented a Cheater's mac and cheese, which I'll have a video coming out on before long. Next one. What do you drink in the morning? Sprite Zero. It's what I drink, y'all. Now, I will say in the winter when it's cold, I do love hot tea. And I will drink a cup of tea in the mornings. My favorite is the Plantation Mint. Not the Mint Melody because it's different. The Mint Melody has peppermint and spearmint. But the mint, just the regular Plantation Mint, is spearmint. And it is by far my favorite tea ever. And second to that, real close, is orange. I love orange mint. Or orange tea. Can you do 100 push-ups? Do I look like I could do 100 push-ups, y'all? I probably couldn't do one push-up. But that's okay. Y'all love me anyway, right? My favorite season. It's kind of a toss-up. Since moving to Tennessee, I have discovered that there are actually 4 seasons. Because, in Texas, we don't have 4 seasons. We have kind of cool, kind of not so cool, and hot. That's what Texas has. So I've really enjoyed being in Tennessee, though. I've really enjoyed actually having 4 seasons. So I'm kind of learning, but I love the spring when everything is new and bright and, milder temps and just like everything is waking back up from a long slumber, and I do love that. But my favorite, I have to think, is fall, this time of year. It's cooler in the day, it gets earlier at night that we can have a really nice bonfire, because during the rest of the, like the spring and stuff, if it doesn't get dark till 9:30, I don't want to light a big fire and have it going outside that I got to watch or try to douse it. But in the fall, because it's dark 5:30, 6 o'clock, we can really have a nice bonfire and sit out and enjoy a couple hours by the fire. And, I really like that. And again, I love the temperatures, and they're just milder, kind of cool overnight, but mild during the day. It's perfect. Tattoos. Yes, I have two. I have a dolphin right here. And on the back of this shoulder, I have a half moon with one of those long cigarette holders. Remember the old-fashioned long cigarette holders? And he's got one of those in his mouth and smoke swirling off of it. And it's kind of a little wicked little grin that is just kind of my personality. Had them for many, many, many years. Do you wear glasses? Self-explanatory. Phobias or fears? I really only have one big fear, and that's snakes. I am terrified of snakes. I've been very blessed, and God looks out for me, because I think God knows I would have a heart attack. I have not actually seen a snake here in the year and a half I've lived down here. I know they've been around. I know that neighbors and Andy have found them and just gotten rid of them before I saw them, which is awesome. But I don't, like, back in our woods, I love to go walking in the woods. But I don't go in the summertime. I wait till it's cold. I go in the wintertime when it's cold and I know them babies are sleeping. So I'm terrified of snakes. There are other things that I don't really care for that I might be a little nervous around, but that's really the only thing that I'm just scared of. Nicknames? Well, I guess CG is a nickname. When I was growing up, my brother and our friends, had trouble with the R's and Renee, so it usually became Nay. To my aunts or my nieces and nephews, it was usually Aunt Nay. So, but everyday nickname, CG is probably it. My favorite candy. Y'all, that's a hard one, because I like so many, as you can tell, and I've gotten better about not eating all the ones that I like all the time. I love Almond Joys, because I love coconut and chocolate and almonds, and I mean, they just go. So candy bars would probably be an Almond Joy. Yeah, I think so. But then I love Twix too. Twix are the bomb. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, I do. That's a whole nother video, but yes, I do. What is my biggest downfall? I think my biggest downfall is also my biggest strength. And that's my heart. It can be my biggest downfall, because I can care and care deeply, and I've often gotten hurt because of it. But by the same token, I wouldn't be anybody else but who I am. I have a big heart, and I know that. But the risk of getting hurt is so much worth the love that I can share with others. The compassion that I have for people and animals, and I'm not going to be anybody I'm not. I'm not going to just close myself off so I don't get hurt. I just, I think Garth Brooks said it best. Life is not living, it's merely survived if you stand outside the fire. You got to experience it to go through it. So, rain or snow? Rain around here is a necessary thing, gardens and crops, and when you live out in the country. Rain is necessary, but I probably would prefer snow, because it doesn't, out here, everything is mud. Mud, 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 mud. Everywhere. It gets in your shoes, it gets on your clothes, it gets tracked in your house. Then your lovely dog goes out to go potty and then comes back and jumps right square in the middle of your bed. Yes, he likes to do that. I've taken to where now, once I get out of bed, I cover the bed with an old blanket so that when he jumps up there, he doesn't get my blankets and sheets dirty. So yeah, rain is necessary, but if I had my choice, probably snow. Do you have any piercings? Well, my ears were pierced, actually twice, here and here, like here. But I haven't worn earrings in years, because what I've discovered is I am one of those people that can't wear costume jewelry. I can't wear anything with the nickel in it. I can't do it. It turns my skin green, and in earrings, if I've had numerous infections over the years, especially when I was younger, from the earrings. So unless they're solid 14 karat or sterling silver, I can't wear them. Even if I do wear them now, they still irritate me. But I haven't worn them in so long, I would probably have to poke them through the back again, because I'm sure the backs are closed up. So Technically, I have them, but they're not used. What is your age? I am 53. 53 years young. French fries or onion rings? Absolutely French fries. I love French fries. I don't need them, and I don't let myself have them all the time, but I love French fries. I do enjoy onion rings, don't get me wrong, I do, but I love French fries. Do you have kids? No, I do not. Excuse me a second, y'all. That's better, excuse me. Do you have kids? No, I don't. I've helped raise many, and I have many of that think of me as a second mom, but I don't have any of my own. Well, unless you count Andy. I do have Andy. And if y'all know Andy, you know that's pretty accurate. And I have my Bodog. He's my little man. He's a rubber bush. I know it. He's looking at me. So our animals actually are like my kids. So, there's Bo and Baby Girl and Cotton, and we have the roosters, King and Colonel. We have, 3, 4, 7 hens now. There's Ash Cat. I mean, I love our animals. So I guess I have fur baby kids. Does that count? Speaking of Ash, there's Ash over there on the chair. My favorite color, blue. I don't even hesitate. And if anybody knows me or watches my channel, you know that. Blue is my favorite color. Can you sing? I've been told I can hold a note or two. I think I can do it. There's 3 songs posted on my channel, just saying. But, can you whistle? I can. At the moment, my lips are dry and it's kind of difficult. But yes, I can whistle. And in tune. Where were you born? Houston, Texas. Do you have siblings? I do. I have... Well, I kind of got to give you some background. My daddy that I grew up with was not my biological father, but he adopted us when he married my mom. And I was in her tummy when they started dating. I was a year old when they married. So, he's the only dad I've ever known, and he did adopt us. Now, from his first marriage, I had 2 sisters, Doreen and Helen. They live in New York. I've only seen Helen once. Doreen I've seen many times throughout our life as kids, and then as adults when my daddy died. And, we're not super close, but I still think of them often, and I pray for them. But I grew up with 2 brothers that I grew up with. My brother David is my older brother. My younger brother is John. David lives in Texas. John lives in Montana. David is single. John is married to a beautiful woman. I love my sister-in-law, Sherry, and 2 absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous nieces, Cameron and Katie. And then they did divorce at one point in my life, and my mother is now when you hear me talk about my mom and dad, it's my stepdad, although I don't see it that way. He's been more of a father to me than my own ever was. So in my heart, that's my dad, And when they were first dating and they got together, his children, his 2 sons, so I have 2 little brothers, Ryan and Travis. So all total, if you put us all together, and my brother Kenny was from my daddy's first marriage too. So Kenny, Doreen, Helen, David, me, John, Ryan, and Travis. There's 8 of us. But 3 that I grew up with. Can you cook? Yep, I sure enough can. And I do it often. Haven't done it so much lately because I've been at the hospital with Andy so much. And of course, being off grid, it's a little difficult. We do now have a grill. It's over that way that we can use. It's 4-burner grill with a hot plate, with a grill, not a grill plate, but a burner on the side. And of course the smokers and that kind of stuff. So that's going to help. And now that I'm down here on Andy's property and I moved down here, I have electricity, so I can use my microwave, my hot plates. I really want to get one of those, what are they called? It's like the single burner, and there's a word, and it's like, can y'all see it? Can you read it? It's right there on the tip of my tongue, dang it. An induction burner. That's what I really, really, really want to get one of those, and it's just something I'm going to have to save for, but I will get there. What's I say? Can you swim like a fish? I've been swimming. My mom would tell you that I could swim before I could walk, which was probably true. She has pictures of me as a tiny baby in the pool. I absolutely love being in the water. Are you religious? No. I'm a Christian. I believe in our Lord Jesus Christ, and I believe He is my Savior. But I don't believe in organized religions. I think from some of them that I've seen and some of the things that I've witnessed firsthand that I've dealt with in my lifetime, some of the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen are some of the biggest church-going people you've ever seen. And I have my own things about that and my own issues, but I don't necessarily consider myself religious, but I am a Christian. Shower or a bath? I love soaking in a bath, but I haven't done that in many years. And of course, being out here, I don't have that luxury, so it's always a shower. But when my muscles ache, a bath is nice to soak in. City or country? Well, you kind of look around me, you can see that one. Give me the country any day. I was raised in the city, but I live in the country now by choice, and this is where I'm going to stay, is in this country. In the country. I'm not moving back into town. Are you a good friend? I like to think I am, because if I'm not, somebody let me know. But, I try my best to love my friends and to be supportive, to always be in their corner and help them any way I can, to laugh with them and cry with them and pray with them and anything that my friends need. If I can do it, I'm there. I truly hope that comes across. I really, truly hope that my friends know how much I love them. Do you have any broken bones? Several, actually. I broke my toe once in a car accident. Broke my shin on a picnic table once, swinging on a rope swing out into the Guadalupe River when I was a kid. And I was, some of you may know, at years, many, many, many years ago, in an abusive relationship, and I had some breaks from that. We're just going to leave that there. I'm not going into that. But how many TVs do you own? One. Just one. How many do you need? I only need one. I rarely watch news or anything. In fact, most of what I watch on my TV is YouTube. So, because, I got a smart TV, so I could watch YouTube. What was your worst pain ever? I don't know if the intent of this is physical or emotional. Physical pain, I've been beaten to almost an inch in my life, and that was pretty damn painful. Excuse me. Emotionally would be the day my grandmother died. My mom had brain surgery, for lack of a better term. They cut the back of her brain open and had to go untangle some blood vessels from nerves and all that. And she couldn't be near anybody sick because she still had an open thing in her brain. They hadn't replaced the skull yet. So she couldn't be near anyone that's sick. Well, I had pneumonia. And when my mom and I ended up, actually, we were in the hospital at the same time. And I lived at that time in the garage apartment behind my mom's. They have a big 3-car garage apartment upstairs, and I rented the garage apartment from them. So I was just we'd both gotten out of the hospital on the same day and been home maybe an hour or two laying down, and my dad hollered at me, and I went out on the porch, and he was propping up my mom, who was in tears, and they had to come tell me that my grandma died. And I couldn't go near her. I could not go hug my mom. I couldn't hug my dad because my dad had to go back to her. And worst thing ever. Ever. I don't wish that on anybody. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes those worst pains can get you even years later. Excuse me. Let's go back to happy. Do you like to dance? Well, I like to dance. I'm no good at it, and I can look like a fool, but I still have fun, and I do it anyway. Do you like camping and fishing? I do. I love being outside. I love being outdoors. We went camping a lot when we were kids. It was one of our favorite family fun things to do. And last but not least, are you weird? Probably, but y'all love me anyway, so what do I care? I quit caring about what other people think about me a long time ago, so, I have my quirks just like anybody else. So, the last one on this is actually to tag other people. Well, I said in the beginning of this that there's a lot of people doing this thing. It's been making its rounds, I've had several people talk to me about it and stuff, and may still get tagged again. And if you do, well, I've already done it, so here you go. You can consider it for you too. But I don't know that there's anybody I think if I named anybody, maybe Dan over at Home in the Sticks, I think it'd be cool. And he may have already done it. I need to catch up, but I think really I just kind of want to put it out there, an open challenge, because I've seen several people on Facebook, asking if somebody wanted to be tagged, and they were getting answers and replies, but maybe there's too many of them, of people that wanted to do it. I hear the baby girls. Hi, baby girls. So if you'd like to do this, I will put the questions down in the description. You can do like I did. I just typed them into my tablet so I could read it. But, write them down on a pad or whatever you want to do. So if you want to do that, and then give me a holler or whatever in it, so I can know about it, and I'd be happy to watch it. I'd love to see all your questions and answers. So I will holler at y'all a little later. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.